I decided to go with a dramatic paint color for our dining room. I knew I wanted to go with a dark green, so I did grab a couple samples to try, but I didn't end up liking either of them. I felt like the top one was too dark, and then the bottom one had too many brown undertones. I know myself, and I don't have the patience to play the decision game all day, so I pulled out my array of green samples, picked one that I thought was in the middle, and then just went to Home Depot and bought a whole gallon of it. And you guys, here's the color. What do you think? I'll put the name of it down in the caption. At first, when I was testing it out, I thought, oh no, it's a little bit light for the dramatic look I'm going for, but I already bought a whole gallon of it, so we're moving forward. I started with what I thought would be the trickiest wall. I did all of the trim around this opening, and then if I'm ever using latex paint, which I am, I like to peel the tape off while the paint is still wet. About halfway through doing all of the trim, I decided I wanted to do the drenched look, just to make it look more dramatic. So I'm gonna be painting all of the doorways, all of the trim, everything this green color. It's just Rosie and I taking on this project. The boys are off for one last camping trip of the season, so we grabbed some peppermint hot chocolates and a puppuccino before we started rolling. This part must have looked fun to Rosie because she did jump in and help for about 5 minutes. And truly, this was the fun part because you could just see the whole room start to come together. And remember how I was worried that it was too light of a shade of green? Well, all of those worries disappeared because as it dried darker. Is that normal? Because I always thought paint went on dark and dried lighter, but this one was the opposite. Rosie is the best. She kept jumping in to help, and she actually finished off this whole wall for me. I had told Rosie that painting this room would just take about 2 hours of our day, and nope, my estimation was way off. It took me about 8 hours. But painting just feels like a really satisfying home project. We got down to our final wall, which I was dreading because we had to move some shelves out of the way and I had to patch up a lot of holes. But you guys, here's the final look. I love it. Here I am the next morning doing quite a few touch-ups. I painted until it was dark out and I just could not see how thick of a layer I was putting on. The next steps for this room are I have a new chandelier, which should be arriving today, and then I'm still debating if I want to drench paint this window frame. So I'm curious, what would you do?